Well, Kris, I know you weren't here last year, but obviously, a team that your team lost to in the playoffs. What are your expectations for this group tonight as you look to face the Golden Knights?
I think it's going to be an emotional game. Obviously, what happened last year in the playoffs, and I think what's going on with our team right now, kind of hoping that we're at a turning point. I think there's so much for our team to play, and I don't think, obviously the excitement of playing a good hockey team against such as Vegas is a good challenge for us, and I think we'll be excited for it.
Just wanted to ask you about Ryan McLeod, because all the underlying numbers with that player are very strong, but obviously the production hasn't been there. Do you need production out of that hole, that third line center spot, or are you okay with him pushing play and that kind of being enough?
I know the production will come eventually as long as they're playing the right way and pushing the pace and spending time in the offensive zone. The fact that he's shooting at 0% is over this many games, it's not going to continue. They are going to go in. As for his lines game, I've been very happy with it for the most part, and I just hopefully they can continue going to the crashing into the net, throwing pucks there. Anytime the puck's in the defenseman's hands, they should be anticipating that puck going to the net, doing those little things. And I think for the most part, they've been doing that. As for do I need them scoring regularly? No, but they do need to be chipping occasionally. But I have no doubt that it will come, because I see a lot of good things from those three.
When you look at a guy like that, Kris, who's obviously got lots of speed, we see it. Would you like him to take a few more pucks to the net? Like, that's where the majority goals are, right? And a lot of times, they're giving him that angle, so he takes it wide, but it ends up going behind the net. Do you need to see him attack the net a bit more?
Yeah, I would like him to attack the net a little bit more. If he's got to step on a guy, then take it there, because often it's not your shot that's going to go in, but it's mostly the rebounds, because you take it to the net, the puck's going to be laying there, and so many guys are concerned with the first guy who takes that puck to the net. It's the secondary guys coming in later that get rewarded with scoring the goals. There's some opportunities for that, but a lot of it is just when the puck's on the perimeter, that whoever has the puck, whether it's a defenseman or a forward, he doesn't need support. That puck's going to be going to the net. It's going to be coming to the scoring area. That's where we want guys getting to more often.
Vegas, a lot of their games are just kind of low event games as far as goals, right? There's not a lot of total goals in their games. They don't give up a ton, and lately they haven't been scoring much. Do you have to maintain even more patience then in a game like this tonight, knowing that the chances are going to be few?
Absolutely. Vegas defends really well. No Stanley Cup champion wins a Stanley Cup without defending well. But, one thing they're really good at is fronting pucks. And when they front pucks, there's a change of possession, and then it's a quick transition. So that's something we have to be careful with, making sure our shots get through or at least get deep, because we're vulnerable on that counterattack. And Vegas is very good on that counterattack.
So let us in a little. When you're sort of preparing your team for this game, would you go all the way back and look at how Vegas beat the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs last year, or is that too far away? Do you not go that far back when looking at film and things?
I quickly looked at that, and there's so much. But you look at their systems, and we look at how we're playing right now, and we look at how our systems can find a weakness in what they're doing. There's not many weaknesses to their game, but we want to look at the tendencies and showing what, when we do our pre-scout before the game, we'll be showing them our systems, how we're playing our game, and how the things that we're doing can be productive against them. So that's kind of how I approach it.
Is it different being a coach of a team that, I don't know how to ask this question. You're scoring now, it's going in, right? A week and a half ago, you guys were playing as hard as you could and the puck wasn't going in. Now it's going in. Can you coach a little differently knowing that maybe you're going to get a few more goals now?
Well, I think there's a lot more confidence that we don't have to pressure to score goals, that we're always getting above puck defensively, we're checking, we're not standing still. I don't think I've ever seen a team have to compromise offense to play good defense. And that's ultimately what every coach wants to do. That's certainly what I want to do here is instill the players to know that, you know, just because they play good defense is not going to affect their offense at all. So we just have to play the right way for 60 minutes.
Kris, Gary Wallace from the Vegas broadcast. You've been head coach in other places, but first time at this level. Is it a different beast? And what are the things that in the short time you've been in this job that you're kind of noticing that is different?
There's a lot of things that are quite a bit different. You know, my support staff, all that I have here, and just the scheduling and the playing almost every second day and the travel and all that. Obviously, that's quite a bit different. Just walking around town, being recognized. I've never been recognized in any other place I play. I don't know where to start saying what all the differences are. As for, you know, coaching your team, you know, I try and approach it the same. My video sessions, my meetings, my interactions with the players are all very similar. Obviously, from team to team that you have, whether it's not necessarily from level of play, like if you're in junior or the American League or the NHL, but just with your personnel on having your team play a certain way. Obviously, every coach has an idea of how your team should play, whether they're defensive-minded, offensive-minded, what they want to do on the forecheck, what they want to do in the offensive zone. They have some ideas, but it always shifts a little bit with the player personnel that you have.
Morning, Kris. With your team outscoring opponents 13-2 in the last two games, in your eyes, what do you think is the primary ingredient for the success you've seen over the last two?
Power play. I believe there's 5 power play goals in those 2 games. One thing we talked about is line rush coverage. You know, I don't think there's been a lot of talk about our defensive structure in the defensive zone. That has not been an issue. Obviously, there's things that we can get better at that, and there always can be. But the biggest thing about giving up scoring chances has been off the rush. And I think we've done a really good job, certainly the last 2 games, on limiting that. And that's something we have to continue to do. And that's a lot of stuff on D making the right reads on when to pinch, when not to. Forwards making sure they reload, getting above their players coming out of the zone. So we've got numbers coming back. Just a lot of little details. It's a lot of reading and reacting.